the people's choice.
Suspect is armed. Proceed with caution. Transport is on the way.
Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
My man Ryan, what's going on?
Whoa. You even surprised me.
I know.
You came in first.
Wait.
Oh.
I got a little headline. I don't know any details,
Hold
but
on. You're excited.
I am excited.
That's why you didn't let me do my part?
Yes.
Okay.
I got this funny headline.
Okay. Tell me. I want to hear it.
Okay. So the headline is, man, 30, dies with ping pong ball up his bum after being electrocuted while pleasuring himself.
I don't even blame you for cutting. Like, when you have a headline like that, you come right in.
Can you believe that?
Come right in.
And what's funny is, and I'm kind of reading some of the comments, why does it matter how old he is, first of all?
Well, sure. They led with that.
You know, was the ping pong ball plugged in? And did he die before, after, or while he finished?
See, that was my question. Did he finish?
I'll have to see if I can find this story. But yeah, that was a great
God,
headline. I was like, I have to share this with my boy Ryan.
We don't even need the story. Just the headline.
Greatness.
All right. Well, I forgive you for coming in first and taking my thunder as the usual first.
I accept your forgiveness.
Well, thank you. Wow, I don't even know how to. I think we should just end it. I'll fade the music out. We're over. That's so fantastic. Okay, it's definitely more fantastic than what I have to do right now. It's our apology segment.
The Ryan apology segment.
Seriously, I started thinking about that song from what was the name of it? Too Late to Apologize or whatever that. Yeah,
we need to get a sponsor for that, like maybe a jewelry store, because most of the time we're apologizing with jewelry.
A flower store.
Yeah, flowers or candy. I like candy.
Although my wife started she's like, don't buy me flowers anymore because I can't take care of them and they die and it's a waste of your money. I was like, okay,
done. Deal.
You don't have to say that again. So the first apology is about I think it was when Jess was here and we were talking, and I was trying to make some sort of smart, intellectual comparison to being in the gray.
Okay.
I was comparing it to a scientific chart.
Yeah.
Which I stated was a Venn diagram because Jess had said pentagram. The correct name of the diagram is a Venn with a V like Victor. Venn diagram.
See, Ryan, that's why I stay in my lane. I don't use the big words.
I try, but I was called out on this by a couple of people, and the most recent one was actually earlier today, and she was just kind of like, really? Like, by the way. I said, thank you. So the second one is an apology to an actor. You and I had some difficulty coming up with these actor names for the movies when I was talking about the Sean O'Connell. Can't even get this right. The Sean O'Connell that was he the sword wielder or was he the other one? He was the sword wielder, sword guy.
Yeah.
And so the actor I was referring to who played Robin in Batman is Chris O'Donnell.
I was close enough.
Right. I kept calling him Chris O'Connell.
Yeah.
But I need to apologize to Chris in case he's listening.
Just in case he listens.
Yeah.
That's nice of
I
him.
haven't seen him in a while.
No?
In anything, but
he was actually in NCIS Los Angeles.
Oh, great. One of these shows that you love.
Yes.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
with my man. Oh no, I'm gonna mess it up during the music.
What if he's listening?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I was gonna get a hold of
Anyway, he
this
was a
guy.
rapper in the show.
Oh.
I forgot his name.
Oh, Ice-T?
No, that's Law and Order SVU.
That's okay. See, I got some.
Idiot.
Okay, all right. No, hey, you got to give me props for Ice-T on that.
Gosh, I can't believe forget. It's the.
Okay, it's unimportant at this point.
Okay,
you know
we'll
you're
move
gonna
on.
you know you're gonna think about it.
I'm gonna think
halfway
about it
through the
later.
show.
I will shout it out.
Interrupt me.
Yes.
To let everybody know who the rapper is in NCIS.
NCIS Los Angeles.
Los
yes.
Angeles, the Los Angeles version. Okay. But anyway, we got a lot of good stuff to get to tonight, my man.
Stuff, yes.
Stuff.
We'll see how good it is.
Yeah, I think that I think I'm going to let you go. Do you have anything? I think I'm going to let you go. I'm tired of talking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, not really, but
Okay. Well,
I'm still going to let you go first.
I do have a fun story. Let me pull it right back up.
Is
real
it
quick.
the well, we did promise the listeners that you were going to tell a story about your involvement with yet another.
Wait. Maybe later.
Okay, we promised.
We promised.
Okay, later.
We'll
All right,
deliver.
All right, we'll deliver later. Hang in with us, but this is a good one.
This is a good one.
Yeah.
So, has there ever been what's the biggest thing you've forgotten, whether it be on a road trip, whether it be out running errands? Have you ever forgot maybe your child at the store or anything like that yet? Or
I don't know. First off, I don't know where this is going. But second off, no, not my child.
Haven't left one of the kids
I might
somewhere?
I might have left a bag of Cheetos at the convenience store that I paid for. Or
Maybe you
something
forgot
like that. Forgot to take it out.
Yeah, forgot to flush before you left the house, and then the wife comes home.
No,
None of that?
Pretty good about that. No.
Forgot your golf clubs, nothing like that?
No.
Okay. Well, I found a story that says, man forgets his wife after toilet break during a road trip
What?
and drives off for guess how many miles? How many miles do you think you could get away before you realize your wife is not in the car with you?
I don't know. I mean, I think that if it's my wife, it better be 10 feet and I better reverse quickly. But I'm going to say this guy, just like 5 miles or something like that.
Yeah, this man drove for 100 miles without her in the car.
What?
Can you imagine how pleasant that ride was?
Come on. This has got to be.
I mean, you would think he gets 10 miles without being corrected. He would realize his wife is not in the car with him at that point.
Maybe he was just like so comfortable. He just didn't even. He was just in his own little world.
Yeah.
But okay.
So the story is they were on a road trip in Thailand, and it happened.
We love
25th.
Thailand people. Let's get a listener over there.
And so this gentleman's name is Boonton Chaemon.
What accent were you doing? Boonton Chaemon.
I don't know if I was doing an accent on purpose or not. But
Well, no, you started out good. It was like Boonton, then you went Chaemon.
Chaemoon.
Okay.
Boonton Chaemoon.
Let's just call him Boone.
Boone.
Okay,
Booney.
Boone. All right, Boone.
He asked his wife, Emnue?
MJ. Okay, we'll call her MJ.
Or call him Amy. Chaemoon.
Okay, Amy. So Boone and Amy.
Yeah. So
Oh my God.
They stop on the side of the road. He asked her to stay put so he could go use the restroom.
Okay, so he could use the restroom.
So he could use the restroom. Asked her to stay in the car. Well,
Okay.
she thought it was a good idea to go ahead and jump out and use the restroom also. Didn't realize how big of a mistake it would be for her to use the restroom.
How dare she think she can use the restroom too?
So, anyway, what were we calling Boonton?
No, Boone and Amy.
Boone and Amy.
Don't complicate it.
Gotcha. Boone jumps back in the car and leaves. So Amy is stuck along the side of the road.
But did he think Amy was in like the back seats? Like, she's not in the front seat, dude. Like, why are you leaving?
So he's gone.
Okay, all right. I'll be quiet.
He leaves. Enjoying the radio or whatever.
Right.
So ultimately, she's stranded alone, looking for transportation. Doesn't know, what's going on, and she ends up walking. It says on here 12 miles before she finds somebody. Yes, 12 miles to find civilization, basically again, to basically try to reach out and try to find her
Did the
husband.
gas station didn't have any way to reach out?
It wasn't a gas station. They just stopped on the side of the road.
Oh, wow. This makes it even better.
Yeah. Stopped on the side of the road in Thailand.
Where'd she go to?
I have no idea, but I guess she wanted privacy.
Well, how did he not see that? Where did he walk? 100 yards away from the dang?
So he got back in the car, assuming that she was still in the car in the backseat asleep.
Oh, that's what I thought. It must have been like she was asleep in the backseat. Okay. All right. That makes at least a little bit of sense.
But if you were paying attention, she was not in the car asleep.
That makes sense, though. He gets in, it's dark. Like if you're on the side of the road,
it's dark, yeah.
There's no, there's no lights there, barely any lights, and you think she's asleep. You didn't think she got up, whatever.
Yeah.
And she went one way, you went the other.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're driving, but 100 miles?
100 miles. Can you imagine the look on his face when he realizes?
He's like, "Hello, Amy." And he looks back, and there's just nothing there.
So 100 miles, you would assume that's probably a good hour and a half, 2 hour.
Sure.
Without
hour and a half, yeah.
Without realizing that the wife is not in the car. And so this woman was afraid because she didn't know how she was going to get home. She didn't have a phone.
You think?
So she finally gets a hold of
She
somebody.
didn't have a phone?
Didn't have her phone. She left it in the car when she goes to the restaurant.
Yeah.
So yeah, she didn't have anything. Didn't know if she was going to have to say
Probably
something
no
about
purse, no money, no
Exactly.
anything. Oh, man.
talking about pawning her jewelry to see how she was going to get back.
Oh, my God. Well, the guy, did she think that he actually was aware of this and that he meant to leave?
Well, and she said when she finally got to somebody, they called her phone, hoping that.
Okay.
But I don't guess that rung a bell for him. So
why didn't they call his phone?
That's a great question.
Unless she didn't know his number because it's programmed in.
Programmed in, yeah.
That's.
So it says it wasn't until 8 a.m. that authorities finally managed to get a hold of her absent-minded husband, who by that time had driven almost 100 miles away from the location of the bathroom break. Said the mortified Thai driver had believed his wife was asleep in the back seat and apologized profusely.
Well, that's kind of a funny. He apologized profusely.
But can you imagine pulling back up, picking your wife up? Can you imagine how pissed she must have been?
Well, yes. Number one, yes. But number two, I think this is a good lesson to be learned. I think there should be a contingency plan for any couple that if for some reason I leave you, just stay put. Like at some point I'll come back. You don't need to
At some point I'll come back.
You don't need to hike your jewelry. You don't need to sell the jewelry and go do all this. I'll come back for you.
So even after a couple of hours.
Well, it would be confusing, yes. But where was she? She's just walking around the middle.
Holy crap. Can you imagine that?
Does Thailand have scary animals in the night? Like if we were here in Texas on the highway, we'd wonder about what coyotes or
it's a great question.
Something like that.
Didn't we realize that don't we have some Thailand listeners? So maybe they can help us out.
No, not yet.
Not yet?
Not yet.
Okay. Because we talked about going there, but it's because I'm not a fan of the cold. I don't know if that would be one of the places we'll go to.
No, that's the Philippines.
Philippines was the cold.
Philippines is the cold.
Thailand is warm.
Right.
Gotcha. Okay. So anyway, yeah, I thought that was funny because I can imagine
that is a great
earful of yeah.
That's a great story. I feel like, and this is probably a stereotype of Asian women. I'm assuming they're Asian by the names.
Do you mean pronounce it?
No, I think we're good.
Chimanoon.
When they're Thailand, that was stupid.
Thailand.
They're Thailand.
Yeah.
So they're Asian. So I have a story from today.
Uh-oh.
About another Asian woman and an Asian man who I got out today for the first time in like a month to go play golf, right? I've been working really hard and I was like, all right, I think it's time to step out and play some golf. Well, it was the slowest round of golf I've ever played in my life. It was just, and it's hard to do that, as you know, to wait 5 minutes between every single shot.
Right.
Well, in front of us was there were two like white dudes with curly hair. They look like, I don't know, like the garage band musicians in high school or something.
Gotcha.
And they were okay, but they were definitely causing issues with the delays.
Okay.
And then there was an Asian couple that I assume got paired up with them.
But they were happy about that.
Well, but no, because they were slower.
Oh no.
Unfortunately, the gentleman was not very good And all we did is watch him just hit it back and forth across the green, and he was pouting, or I hope it was, because he was just slowly walking. We're just sitting there with our arms up, like, really, dude, come on.
Were they a young or older couple?
No, they were young. They were
Okay.
probably in their maybe early 30s.
Okay.
Maybe late 20s, early 30s. They were young. But this girl, this woman, what I learned from one of the gentlemen I was playing with is that he heard that Japanese women were not allowed to putt on the greens or even stand on the greens until the men were finished.
Are you serious?
That's what I asked him.
Wow.
And sure enough, I looked this thing up, and that is a cultural. People look, Europeans want us to be more culturally, aware. Here's something that I was unaware of.
That's interesting.
And so this lady, all day I started watching her, would wait on the
Really?
side away. All of a sudden, the guys walk off. I'm like, all right, cool, it's clear, we can go now. And then all of a sudden, here this
She comes up
woman
and
comes
putts?
walked on, even like to chip on or something. Like she would come on and like finish the hole out, and the guys are standing over there waiting for her.
Wow.
And that had to be what it was, because every hole, it's not like there was one hole where she maybe got a phone call or something. I mean, it was every hole.
Can you imagine being paired up with that? Not be like, wait a minute. I mean, go ahead and putt,
The two guys are like, what are you doing? And
Yeah.
she's like, this is my culture.
Wow.
And so I just, people want to talk about America and our issue with women and treating women poorly. And come on, this puts things in perspective. Our country is pretty good with support of women.
That's
in this
interesting.
country. Yeah.
That's very interesting.
I just thought it was. I was like, you got to be kidding me. I mean, I once it was brought up, we kind of laughed about it. We were like, oh man, that would suck to be a woman over there. And then all of a sudden you look and you're like, wait a second, like seems to be happening in front of us.
That's interesting.
Which delayed the round, and we could have probably finished about an hour earlier. But
Wow.
oh well, there are worse things
That's
to be
gotta be
doing than
frustrating.
hanging out outside. So that was that. I just wanted to mention that. Let me go ahead real fast, and this is something I want to do for other potential podcasters real fast. If you go on our Instagram page, and I hope you do, and I hope you like it or follow us, and I hope you interact with some things that we post. We'd love interaction, and we're not getting quite as much as we'd want. But if you go onto our Instagram page, you'll see that we have about 9,000 followers. Well, let me tell you, those are probably quite a few fake accounts, bots, if you will. When we came onto the scene in podcasting and have taken the world by storm, right, Trey?
Huh?
When we've taken the world by storm, right when we came in and we did our first post on Instagram about our podcast, and I hashtagged. I'm learning the
lingo.
the
these
lingo
kids are
and,
using.
and how important it is to hashtag in this industry. We hashtag, and we got an immediate response, and I think you and I were sitting here. We're like, oh, cool. There's a promotion business, a promotional business that wants to for a small fee, they'll put our stuff up. They'll advertise us. Whoa, they have 1 million followers. And we were like, oh,
No brainer.
Let's do this right now. Let's get it going. Let's just jump right in. And, little did I know that when they put it up and, there were 10,000 followers in the span of 3 hours, and then it just stopped. That we didn't get played. And it's frustrating because you go down the line of these fake accounts, and the pictures are, seriously, dude, it would say stuff like, the name would be Mike Jones, and it would be a large black woman on the thing. I swear to you, it would be the name was in Eastern European letters, and then it would be this guy that had in the background was the Statue of Liberty, and it makes no sense.
bad.
And they all had the same amount of posts, which was 18. I think it was between 16 and 18 posts. And then they were following 6,000 people, and they had three that were following them. And so there's the same pattern to all this. And it's just ridiculous. And I went through, and now I'm clearing them out. I'm doing cleaning, if you will, one by one, trying to get these fake ones out of there. So if anybody gets deleted because it kind of, maybe I go too fast or it looks like that, please let us know. Come back to us. It was unintentional. Because I've come across a few, I'll go through 20 or 25, and then all of a sudden I see one. I'm like, okay, this is legit. Okay, I'll keep you.
So I need to go in and add more pictures so you don't delete me.
Yeah, get it up to 20 something so I don't delete you.
Gotcha.
But I wanted to mention that because I think these companies need to just, I don't know how they're going to do it, but they need to go to hell. This is, come on,
ridiculous.
You're taking advantage of how many people, and it's a huge pain out of my day. You know, it was money spent, things like that, and I just, anybody that's thinking about doing this or promoting any business on Instagram, look out for these people. And Instagram's not doing
Be aware.
a very good job of it, I guess. But anyway, so I wanted to get that off my chest.
Well, I will tell you that my mom finished the episode and was happy to hear that I made it out safe. So I wanted to let you know that. But she also did ask me where to go to make comments on the shows. So I did tell her to go to our Facebook page and pull up the episodes she enjoyed. I said, feel free to comment. She goes, I'm doing it now. So, Ryan, we might get a stern talking to from my mom.
Do you think it's because we might say fuck every once in a while? Or do you think it's because her son has crazy sexual escapades?
It's a good question. I think that she is an avid gun user and
a gun user.
It might have been upset because she wasn't allowed to participate in sports as a transsexual.
I see. Yeah,
maybe that irritated her. I don't know, but we'll see.
She's frustrated.
We'll see what she has to say.
Well, I hope she's enjoyed it, and I'm glad she's finally on. My goodness.
Yeah, she was out pulling weeds on her iPad. So yeah,
we love you, Trey, Mama Trey.
Yep.
Okay, man. I'm trying to shift here. This is very difficult, and I know I keep saying this about everything we talk about, but I am going to make this quick because we've talked about a lot of these things recently, a lot of these happenings, if you will, these events recently, and this one has just lit a fire because it happened now it's probably been about 5 hours, but all evening I've been thinking about it, and it happened right about 3 miles away from this house that we are in, this office we are in, this studio, if you will. And what happened was there was a guy, a real piece of shit, that was trying to break into cars in a parking lot, a really nice area. It also happened to be about half a mile away from my kid's school. And this guy was breaking into cars and was approached by a security guard, not a cop, a security guard. Who knows if he even had a gun, Trey? Who knows how old he was? He might have just been a poor guy who's just a security guard. And the guy turned around and shot him and jumped in a car and bailed. And the security guard was eventually taken to the hospital and died.
Wow. This happened today?
This happened 5 hours ago.
God almighty.
And this guy probably had, family. I don't know how old or young he was. They didn't come out with any of that information yet. It just happened. And so they don't even have a good ID on the suspect who jumped in his car and fled. They know the car. They have that on camera, at least I think, and some witnesses.
Yeah, gold Toyota Camry, it says.
Toyota Camry, and he bailed like a coward that he is. And this poor guy, and I don't know how old he was. But it doesn't matter if he's an older gentleman that they tend to be security guards, then that's sad in and of itself because he's just trying to do a job.
Right.
If it's a young guy, he probably has a wife and kids that he left that morning and said goodbye to his fucking kids. And said, I'll see you later after school, or I'll see you later and we'll get dinner. And guess what? He's not doing that. And so this piece of absolute garbage that got in his car and left has just made me, I've just lost it. And so I'm not going to get too much into the gun talk because it's not, I still believe you can't just, I'll say it again, you can't just scoop up every gun. It's just not going to happen. Do you think this guy would have turned that gun in? No. Do I think that there should be a very, very, if it was me, I would vote torture as an option. But death penalty, something for a guy like this, if and when you catch him. because of using that gun that way. And so the only thing I want to say about it, and then I'll let you talk, is if you think you're capable of breaking into cars, stealing other people's property, and that you could shoot somebody, if you think you're capable of that, do us a favor and just go ahead and shoot yourself. Because I'm tired of it. Everybody else is tired of it. I don't even know if there's a hell, but you're going there, you big and total piece of shit. My kid goes to school there. I live down the street. This is out of hand. Everybody that's anti-gun and everybody that's pro-gun, get over it. Let's figure something out together. Okay, I'm done.
And is it me, or does it feel like it's happening more and more now?
God, it seems like every day.
And it's just it's weird randomness too. Like, this is just random stuff. And like you said, it's not as simple as let's take away the guns, because you're right. Yeah. He probably did have it illegally, but
or legally.
As we learned,
you're right. As we learned from the guy in Allen.
Yeah. I mean, and it's weird because you think about even just little activities that you may think, hey, let's go down to a grand opening or a park, or let's go to the mall and grab a few things. But now you got to rethink that, because you're constantly having to watch for shit like this now. And that's scary.
It's real scary. I think I even told you about the zoo, where we were just happy to get out of there. I was. I mean, I started thinking driving away, like, oh, thank goodness. Well, really?
Yeah.
Go ahead. I interrupted you.
Well, no, is it to the point where we all need to arm ourselves just to feel safe? And because honestly, right. Again, I'm not a big gun person. I'm not against guns, opposed to guns, or anything like that. It's just that I'm not trained well enough to feel comfortable around them. And so, just thinking of me carrying a gun around, how safe is that going to make other people? Because I'm not good with them myself. But if I have to feel safe,
yeah.
By carrying a gun around, and that's ridiculous,
Well, it absolutely is, and then what happens is it compounds the issue. I mean, you're talking about people that are like, get rid of the guns. Well, now people are starting to go, well, maybe we can't get rid of the guns, so the only option is to arm myself.
Yeah.
And then what does that do? Does that make it better or worse? Well, in some cases it might be better, and in other cases it might be worse.
Yeah.
People that don't know how to use them and they're arming themselves.
And they don't feel comfortable with them.
With them. Like your friend you told me that drove up, and once he pulled it up and showed people, he got rid of it. He said, oh, that was too weird.
Yeah.
Well, this guy, again, you're just breaking into cars. And I don't mean to make light of that, because that's bullshit too. I mean, come on. I mean, this is personal property. I'm sorry that your life's not going well and this is what you want to do, but you don't be you're an absolute piece of shit. And there are programs and people that want to help, and this is what you're going to do.
Yeah.
And but if you're doing that and a security guard approaches you, what's the worst that's going to happen in that situation?
Yeah.
Okay, a security guard probably like, you better go or I'm going to call the cops. I don't think he has the authority to arrest people.
No, when I was getting my criminal justice degree, that was one of the things they said. If you're a security guard, you're supposed to observe and report. That's it. You're not supposed to go and confront.
So technically, this guy could have stayed back doing his job and not approached the guy.
Right.
Is what you're telling me?
Right.
That makes me sick. That makes me so sad and so sick, because he could be alive.
Yeah.
But the fact that this guy turned and shot the guy, the security guard, who again wasn't gonna. I mean, what was the worst that happened? You better get the hell out of here or something like that, and then get out of there. Or
even he could have been walking up just curious.
Yeah. He
might not even realize he was
might
breaking
not have
in.
realized it. Yeah, he might have fucked up and said, "Hey, can I help you? Or what are you doing?" And the guy turns and shoots him.
That's ridiculous. Yeah,
he just shoots him. Like, again, shoot him in the leg and then jump in and leave. You know, you literally have that much. I don't know. To have the ability to shoot somebody to kill like that, again, you need to be eliminated from our
society,
world, our society, our world. And I won't back away on that. And if anybody has a problem with that, talk to me. This moral bullshit about it's still a human life. No, I'm tired of it, because guess what's happening? The more and more of these people are taking innocent human lives.
Yeah.
why are we defending those lives and being like, well, let's hope he doesn't do it again, or let's let the justice system work. So anyway, I had to vent. I'm very sad. I'm very hurt. I'm very upset. I'm very worried. I'm very, when I drive through that parking lot, right by that parking lot. Every time I take my kid to school, I go that because it's like a back way.
Gotcha.
Then it cuts a little time off because the main road over there is horrible. If you know which one I'm talking about, it's just the lights are bad, and I go through there, and it's a very, very nice, wealthy area. I mean, this is an area that people would go, whoa. There are corporate offices all up and down. This is an area, shopping area, and lunch area where people go all day walking around. And I drive through there, and it's awesome. It's a great spot. And
Well,
go ahead.
I didn't mean to interrupt. I apologize. But yeah, I've kind of started seeing changes. Like just for today, I went to grab a bite at a mall near where I live, and I was walking off my meal, and 2 police officers just walking, and I don't know if you realize it, that some of these jewelry stores now have security guards with guns in those. And I was like, that's just crazy to me, but I guess that's a world we're in right now. And that's just baffling. So
My kid's school right there has 4 security guards. I learned. I thought it was 2. I think I mentioned on one of the shows, and they're I've only seen the 2. I think maybe a 3rd, and they carry. And so I don't know. Maybe this guy did carry, but like you said, it's not his authority to arrest. He's supposed to watch, and he's supposed to whatever
observe it. Yeah,
observe it. Whatever the terminology is, Mr. Educated over there. And so I just feel like I drive through there, and I don't know. I don't know what to say anymore at this point. It's just kind of like everywhere you turn, what's going to happen. I mean, at any moment. And yes, okay, guns don't help the situation. But what's wrong with our people? I mean, what's wrong with our people? Does this not happen in other countries? If it happened in other countries, again, it does. Like you said, bombings, stabbings, all that happens. But I don't feel like it's, I mean, look, we laughed about a guy that pulled a sword out and tried to attack a cop.
Yeah.
But that's fucked up.
That is,
I don't follow all the world news. I don't know. And I'm sure there are stuff like this in other countries,
Right.
but I feel like this kind of crazy shit happens in this country, in the United States, a lot.
Yeah.
Now, and especially nowadays. And it's just like,
It used to be stay out of those neighborhoods, stay out of those areas, and you'll be okay. But now it's just happening everywhere.
who knows? I mean, it's happening in strange spots. Really strange spots. And so that's, anyway, I needed to vent. It's close to home. I'm frustrated. I don't want to talk about the gun issue right now anymore because I want to get somebody else in here with the both of us to talk about it. And we've talked about it a lot, and that sucks because you know why? There have been all these stories.
Yeah.
We had the one 20 miles up the highway here.
Yeah.
And we thought that was close to home. And of course, that was a little bit, more intense, if you will. But it's still, 1 life lost versus 9 is still, 8. I won't count the asshole that shot everybody.
Yeah.
His
Still
life doesn't
senseless,
matter.
right?
It's senseless either way, and it's this poor security guard. But what happens if there's a mom and her kids that are right there next to this, and they get the
Or
They
what
get-
happens if he missed?
That's what I mean.
And,
They miss and they hit somebody else.
Somebody else, yeah.
This is
That's terrible.
This is a busy area, and they were right at the edge of a parking garage that I'm completely familiar with. Really nice stores and nice restaurants right there. I mean, it's a good spot, and you're going. Maybe that's why this person went there, was because nice vehicles, or I don't know.
It's pretty brave at 3:30 in the afternoon too.
Yeah. Well, and again, maybe he got. This is an example, and then I definitely want to move on unless you have more. But this is what I was talking about before. Was you were talking about it? You were saying, do you have the ability to pull a gun and actually go through with it?
Yeah.
And this guy, maybe he was saying, well, I'll break into some cars and we'll see, and no one's going to see me. And then all of a sudden he got spooked. But he had a gun on him. Like the guy,
pulled
like
it.
the beer gun guy.
Yeah.
He had his gun on him and he got mad, and so he went overboard.
Yep.
Well, this guy probably got overly scared and just freaked out and shot the guy.
Yep.
So
he might have warrants out or something and thought,
Sure. Well,
I'm
sure.
done.
And again, I don't know the description of the person, and
Yeah.
I'm not going to speculate, and I'm not going to go there because, whatever. So I don't know what this guy's deal was. I don't. Hopefully we can learn more about it and figure it out. But I have no sympathy for what happens if we catch him. But all it does is this sparks and it fires up the anti-gun people. And again, I know you've brought it up. The gun owners are like just there going, well, shit. Here's another one. But they're not doing. I mean, there's nothing. What do you do?
Yeah.
And I think that's the problem, is that I find myself on the anti-gun side upset, but not on the anti-gun side with this irrational get all the guns and ban them.
Right.
Because that's not gonna, we've talked about it, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
So I won't get into guns. Let's do that later. I needed to vent. I needed to say I'm sick about this poor security guard, and I feel for any family has and for this community. And thank and I know this sounds cheesy, but you know what? I don't care. Y'all can fuck off. It's any security guard that does that. I think my kids' security guards in their school, anytime I get a chance to kind of say more than hello as I walk by, hey, thanks for being here.
Right.
You know, it puts us, it helps the parents during these times to kind of like ease up a little bit. And as you can see, security guards are at risk too.
Yeah.
So it's not just some simple job where they stand around. I mean, can you imagine standing there all day knowing,
Constantly watching over your shoulder. Yeah.
It's up to me. I'm the barrier.
Yeah.
So, all right. I got that out. Oof,
Let's just hope they catch him quick.
That's the point, and that makes me mad that he's even out there.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to follow up, and I'll be anybody in a gold Camry is like, oh shit.
Yeah.
That's not
no
him.
joke.
Like, fuck. If I see a gold Camry, it's on.
I'm gonna have to get an Uber tonight.
Yeah. Oh God.
Sorry.
No, too soon.
Too
So
soon.
let's you know what? Let's move on. I have something kind of funny, and it relates to. Do you have something else you wanted to add? I'm sorry.
No, I need something funny now.
Okay,
something funny.
It's kind of funny. It's kind of silly, stupid, funny. But I want to see what you think about this.
Okay.
I read something from a white person, and I'm sure she was eating her mayonnaise sandwich as she wrote it, and the mayonnaise sandwich while she wrote it, as she was being more intellectual than anybody else. This person said the following: people who use Karen, the stereotypical Karen that we've talked about.
Gotcha. Women that are
butthurt all the time.
Gotcha.
That's racist
Really?
towards white people.
Oh. Who cares?
Because if we were talking, this is her, not me, so don't come at me, lovely black women. But she's saying, how about if we all sat there and for say any black woman that behaved a certain way,
Yeah.
Karen behaves her way. If a black woman behaved a way and everybody called it Shaniqua,
Okay.
that was her argument.
Interesting.
That would be racist, wouldn't it? I think people would claim it is. I don't think it is, because it's not a secret that African Americans, have a different type of naming system than we do,
But I think,
right?
I mean, I think maybe I didn't realize that there was because I assume all women get butthurt regardless of color. Right. And so I throw Karen out there for any woman that gets butthurt. But
You're turning our women away again. No, I'm kidding.
Sorry.
I'm kidding. You should use Karen for any color, any ethnicity.
yeah, even a guy that gets butthurt, I'd probably call him
He's a
Karen.
Karen.
Yeah.
He's not Chad or
Richard.
Richard. He's just Karen. Too.
Yeah, all of them are Karen.
Everybody's Karen.
Yeah.
This day and age.
Can you imagine being named Karen right now?
Well, we have a very, very devoted listener named Karen, and she goes, I am not that Karen, I promise.
She didn't get offended by it?
No.
Okay.
She's fine. She's funny.
She's got a good sense of humor.
I'm real happy that she's enjoying the show. It's something we talked about previously. So I saw this and I kind of laughed. I said, I don't know. Maybe there's something to it.
Interesting.
But I mean, if you use the name of our Thailand couple earlier for any
Hold
female,
on, let me pull it up.
for any Asian woman that was butthurt, like Karens get butthurt, if you were to use that name, would that be racist?
Interesting.
You know what I mean? And I don't know I think this
I think we need to figure out a name for our Hispanic women.
Right. Maria?
A Maria?
Maria? And there's nothing wrong with that. That's not,
No.
I'm not it's not
Sophia?
an insult. That's not, Sophia's like French.
Is it?
Yeah, I
okay.
think so. But again, there's not an insult. If I call you R.H. Shaniqua, that's not an insult.
No?
I don't think so. But if somebody else does, that's the problem. If they think it's an insult, then we have to respect that, right?
That's a curious thought. Yeah.
So these are the things when I read, I'm like, oh, this is what we have to conquer in this world. In this society, we have to figure out
Got to figure this out.
whether this is racist or not.
Interesting.
In a world that everything is racist.
Interesting.
So yeah,
Makes you think.
Think about that. Stew on that for a bit after the show. On your drive home, is calling Shaniqua to the black version of Karen, is that racist?
Gotcha.
Think about that. Or is Karen racist towards white people?
So there's white women.
Because Karen is a very well. How many black women you know named Karen?
That's true.
How many Asians Karen?
No?
Hispanic? Russian?
I don't think so.
Maybe Australia and Canada, but anyway. So see what I mean?
Yeah, we'll have to Google
Okay.
that.
Yeah, well, we'll have Karen statistics next show.
Yes.
Okay. So that's it. So the time has arrived for the follow-up of Trey's dating life stories. We are going to hit this story hard because the last episode, I know all of you, I didn't get a ton of email yet, but I can feel it. I could feel the on the edge of your seat waiting to find out what Trey could possibly get himself into next. And so what I'd like to do is open the floor here to Trey and let him go off. There's another story about an open relationship that he found himself in the middle of. Is that correct?
Yes. My timing apparently sucks.
Well, everything sucks. It's not just timing.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to be quiet. I know that no one believes that, but I'm going to do my best, and let's hear this.
So again, I found myself. I met this woman, very very cool woman, and
Cool. She's cool.
She's
Okay.
very cool. I don't want to say chick because that's not good.
You're
So,
learning.
Yeah. So she was an awesome, or I shouldn't say is an awesome woman, and
There's a hint right there. Go ahead.
well, no, she's an awesome woman, and
Well, I mean, that means you still associate.
I mean, I had the opportunity to meet quite a few awesome women on these apps and this websites and stuff like that.
And some not so awesome.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So this woman let me know, she was in an open relationship and asked me to come over. So of course, absolutely, I'm going over there.
You're going really fast. I really am trying so hard not to. I need a muzzle. I swear I need a muzzle. But I want to get all of this. So you meet up, and so the first thing you do, she says, just come over.
Well, I'm sorry. This is not the first time we met.
Okay. That's what I wanted.
I'm sorry.
I wanted to clarify.
I'd seen this woman a few times, and
so you guys had met up, and
we hit it off. We'd hung out, and
you liked each other.
Yeah. So
did you like each other in just a physical way, or was there a little bit you just enjoyed hanging out?
Well, no, she again, she was fun to hang out with and get to know. It was a woman I enjoyed getting to know. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
So yes, there was more than just the physicalness there. So she was fun to hang out with too. So in this particular instance, though, we were hoping to take advantage of some time where she was free, and so she asked me to come over. So I absolutely went over to her house, and we got to enjoy each other's company. Is the best way to put it.
Some time where she was free, so she had already told you straight up, like, okay, what you knew that what she meant was that her spouse or her partner,
other half
wasn't
there. Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure that's what you're meaning. Okay, go ahead.
So anyway, I obviously went over there, and we got to spend some time with each other and enjoying. I mean, we talked about books that we enjoyed and movies, and
right.
So we might have not had a clothes on during these discussions, but they were very in depth.
Oh my goodness!
And let's just say things got deep
things got.
Yeah.
God.
And so,
I'm not even gonna. I'm not even gonna like humor you with that one.
No.
Go ahead.
keep going. Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway,
She didn't. I mean, she wanted it deeper, probably. I'm kidding.
take it easy.
Go ahead. So things are deep. Go ahead.
So anyway, we were finished and we were just kind of laying there, hanging out, talking, and
Still, no clothing.
I believe there's no clothing on. Yeah.
I think it's important.
So
Go ahead.
at that point, I hear some keys fumbling around. And
Where?
And a door opens.
Whoa. Again, like the last one, away from the bedroom.
Yes. Front door opens up.
So you heard that? Oh God.
I was like, I jump up. I was like, holy shit, what's going on? And I'm sitting there looking.
At this point, isn't this just normal for you? You're like, oh,
I'm
great.
sitting there
Here's
looking
the guy.
for the
Here's
escape
the
route.
other guy. Yeah. No, you're like, here's the other guy. What
you
do I
know?
do?
Well, no, I was freaked out. I was like, oh shit. And she tells me, oh, he's home early.
This is like a plot.
I was like, son of a.
This is on an adult video,
So
right?
yeah, I'm looking around looking for an escape route. I'm just going to grab my clothes and
Out
jump
the
out a
window
window or
and
something, you know? And she's like, hold on.
Now that would have been funnier for the story, but that
Yeah,
didn't happen.
That didn't happen.
Okay,
Thank goodness. But yeah, I'm sitting there trying to figure out how to move furniture and all kinds of stuff.
What are you trying to hide? You're
like,
running
what-
around the room.
I was going to jump under the bed or
Yeah.
something. But anyway,
the
so
closet is the way. it's
she
supposed
said,
to go.
hold on, chill out.
Okay.
And I was like, okay. And she leaves the room. And so I'm sitting there frantically putting my clothes on. And she comes back after a few minutes. I didn't hear the discussion. So there was no temper, no anger, nothing like
silence.
that. So yeah, it was a low key
What would you
conversation.
have done if all of a sudden you heard just like yelling and like somebody slapping the other? Like,
I would have found the window. I would
really?
Yeah, I would have definitely found the
What
window.
a man you are.
Oh, I'm sorry. If there was some physicalness.
That's what I meant.
I'm
If-
sorry.
if you
Yes, if
heard
there was
something crazy
physicalness,
going
then
on.
I would hope I would go out and intervene. But
Yeah.
So yeah. Anyway,
Come back at me when you have one of those stories. No,
Yeah.
I'm joking. Go ahead.
we're still young.
This one's good. Go ahead. I'm still baffled. Go ahead.
So anyway, after a few minutes, she comes back in the room. She's like, "Okay, everything's cool."
She had put clothes on.
Did she put on?
Come on.
I want to say she had a robe. Oh yeah,
A
no, she
robe
had
or something.
something.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So yes, she was covered up.
What would you do if you're the the spouse whatever?
So
My goodness.
now I don't think they were married.
They're not. Okay. Okay. But still.
So yeah.
Boyfriend, whatever.
Yeah. So yeah, it was interesting to say the least. She came back in, said, "Hey, he's going to go run a few errands," and so yeah, it may be time for you to go ahead and go. So I was like, "Okay." So yeah, I went in and put my clothes back on and left.
So he ran some errands just because he was probably like, I don't want to think about this, or I don't want this happening while I'm here.
Probably.
But they're in like an open relationship, so it's kind of like he knows this is going to happen. He just didn't.
Maybe
wanna
this
be
one
around
was
it.
a surprise.
This one he was. Well, he's not ready to come home into the house.
Yeah, and so yeah, so
I still can't imagine. Wow. Okay.
so yeah, that was a fun one, and it was a little nerve wracking to say the least.
Well, yeah.
You know, because you know how confrontational I am. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I probably would have found a corner to hide in, but
Yeah. That's you're so manly. But I just so okay. So she comes back in and says he's going to go run some errands. It's almost like what she do? Go out there and be like, you need to give me about 30 minutes. Like, I want to know what that conversation was.
I do too. I did
Because
hear it.
I mean, it had to be like, okay, I've got somebody here, and he's not an idiot. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not like we're literally in there playing Uno,
Yeah,
or Monopoly or something.
we were
Like-
talking about books and stuff.
yeah,
like
we
that.
were reading, books to each other, and he knew that it was you were getting down with he said his girlfriend,
Yeah,
and I mean, come on, I don't know how he did it, but okay,
so yeah,
goodness, so that's two stories where you've had men come home.
yeah, and I'm still alive to tell about it.
The first one seems like he didn't care at all. He had his other girlfriend with him.
Yeah.
And they were in a separate room.
Yeah.
That was fine. But this one was different because this is the room. There's no two separate rooms, right?
It was just bad timing.
So what if you guys had been in the middle of it and not heard him come in, and he just was like, I'm going to go, like, you know, put my shoes, change shoes, or...
That would have sucked.
Well, that's the point, is I'm waiting for a story where the guy walks in the room.
Spanks my butt. Says, good job.
Yeah, I mean, that would be amazing, but I'm not expecting that. But okay, all right. Another Trey tale. Goodness. And so after something like this, do you hang out with... Did you hang out with this one? The other one you said kind of just fizzled almost immediately. That was like a one-time deal.
Yeah, the timing was, we just never made time for another session.
Right, it just didn't happen. It kind of fizzled. So with this one, you don't have to give any details at all, but did you see her again?
Oh yeah, we saw each other quite a bit.
Kind of like dated for a while and were okay with the open relationship.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just...
Are there any more
It's an
stories
interesting
with
dynamic.
this person that you'll tell down the road?
I'm sure I will.
Okay. Oh, okay. So it went on. There's some more stories.
There's some more stories. I'm sure I'll tell some more stories.
God, I'm intrigued. I need to write a book about... I need to just put like an anthology together with all these dates. We can't even decide which ones to tell each show.
I just don't want to... I don't want to use up all my material too soon.
Nope. It sounds like there's quite a bit.
Oh, we'll see. Hopefully I don't leave you disappointed.
No, I'm never disappointed. I look, this one was very similar to the last one, and I was just as excited about it. Like I was sitting there like, I can't imagine. Like, you're just chilling with this girl and you're having a great time. You're having a good conversation. You're naked. You're just chilling there. Like, everything's great.
And then her man shows up.
Like,
just throws a wrench in everything.
And she just basically says, hold on, let me go take care of this. Like, it's nothing.
Nothing. No big deal.
And he goes for errands. Like, but what if you were still there when he got back? Would that make him mad?
I don't know.
Like, I gave you 30 more minutes and now he's still here.
Yeah.
Like, so anyway, well, all right. Well, that's good. Let's, we'll anticipate the next few.
Yeah, it should be fun. Yeah. So yeah, I do still have some fun stories.
I can't wait. Cause I think we're just getting into like the meat of your real, like, crazy stories. I think we're just now kind of like, I think these are
just
almost
the scenarios.
like, these are great, but I think these are kind of just teeing it up. Getting it ready. You're just priming it. Just getting our listeners going, wow, this guy.
Well, hopefully I don't disappoint. I mean, you're either going to enjoy the story or tell me I'm full of shit, one or the other. So we'll see.
So, everybody, we are going to move forward, and I look forward to the next story from Trey.
Yes.
I think you told me earlier that you had a really good one that we were going to wait for.
There's that one with the laptop.
I forgot about that. Okay. We'll maybe we'll do that. Maybe we won't. Maybe
soon.
we will. Maybe we won't. So let's do that, and I look forward to that. That'll be fun. So
I've got a story that was brought to my attention. I was advised we need to talk about it.
You were advised.
I was advised.
Right. Okay.
I know this is an app that's very near and dear to your heart because I know you enjoy dancing and to strange music. But anyway.
I don't enjoy dancing or strange music. But
gotcha.
No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
So the story is Montana.
I love Montana.
Became the first state in the country to ban TikTok.
TikTok, like clocks or...
The app, TikTok, you dumbass.
TikTok. Okay, I'm going to let everybody know right now that I know what TikTok is, but I have not experienced it. I don't have an account. I haven't done it. I think Trey and I need to probably do it.
We need to check it out.
But TikTok is definitely like what the kids are doing. And it's a bunch of reels, right? Like little quick clips.
Pretty much.
And so Montana has banned this?
So the government...
Can they even do that?
Well, that's what this story is saying, is it probably won't stick. But in a statement after signing the bill, the governor, Greg Gianforte, I probably really.
You know, you're really good at pronouncing names.
How come we don't have some easy names like Smith and Jones?
Yeah, Governor Bob Jones.
There we go. Very easy. So he said that the Chinese Communist Party is using TikTok to spy on Americans, violate their privacy, and collect personal, private, and sensitive information. So that's a conspiracy theory that's out there, is that the Chinese are using TikTok to basically gather information and intelligence.
How did the Chinese use TikTok?
I don't know, because I mean, all that's on there is like 15-year-old girls dancing around.
Right.
So
but I mean, is it did they come up? Was it
so it's basically an app that the Chinese developed.
See, I didn't know that.
Yes.
Wow. So the Chinese developed.
Developed this.
Well, look, I don't think there's anything wrong with Montana going, hey, let's take a look into this.
It's interesting.
Especially with all the drone stuff and the shooting down things from China. Like, things are weird right now.
Yeah. They said they feel like there's going to be a lot of technical difficulties of trying to ban this app in a specific geographic location. It says the law, which is SB 419, likely violates Montana's residents' First Amendment rights. And this was kind of interesting. I'm curious to know how he's going to pull this off, but it says the law, which goes into effect January 1st of 2024, would hold companies like Apple and Google liable if they make TikTok available for download in the state. Each violation would cost the companies $10,000 per user and an additional $10,000 for each day the app remains available.
Goodness.
Can you imagine trying to keep up with all that?
Yeah. But why is Montana fronting this?
That's a great question. I'm reading through this. It doesn't nothing jumps out.
Maybe, I hate to be whatever about Montana, because we love our Montana listeners, if we have any. I'd love to visit Montana. But if China's going at the U.S. in any way possible, it's probably not including Montana. I don't think they really care about Montana. That's not their target. You know what I mean?
Right.
So Montana leading this front is kind of like, okay, cool. What are you trying to do here? And you're telling everybody in Montana that they can't, they don't have the freedom to do this. And it just seems like they're stretching. To me, this is my initial reaction to it. I feel like they're stretching. I'm not opposed to what they're doing, but you can't just ban something. I think you need a little more. I feel like they don't have enough to do it.
And it seems like still a conspiracy theory, unless I'm just not
with
in
China?
the loop. Yeah, as far as what's going on with them trying to gather intelligence.
Now that you tell me that TikTok is a Chinese app, it doesn't. I'm not an IT guy. I'm not a computer guy. But if you tell me that this app was developed by China, I would assume that they have more access to, monitor it than anybody else. And so maybe there's something there. It's something to look into, at least, right?
Well, they said the main fear is that China can use its national intelligence law to force TikTok parent company ByteDance to turn over any data on American users to the Chinese government. TikTok, however, has said it has never shared information with the Chinese government. Well, of course they're going to say that.
Well, right.
So...
Yeah, no, of course. What are they going to say? Yeah, we give them some stuff. We give them a few details.
Yeah, just not the important stuff. We just give them, a bunch of kids sitting there dancing to strange videos.
Yeah.
And
I don't know. I'm kind of like in the middle. I need to look more into this. I think that China isn't something to just brush off. I really don't believe that. I know that there are people that are like, oh, this is overkill, but it's not. Those guys are kind of scary over there. How many people they have? They are still communist, and they're dominating a lot of markets, if you will.
And think about it. I'm curious because, like you said, what made Montana decide to be the
I don't know. Maybe the
first state.
Maybe this guy. What was the name again?
I mean, how many people in Montana? Like 30. So how many are actually using TikTok?
4.
So 4 of them.
What's the governor's name again?
You're going to make me...
Yeah.
Gianforte? I'm trying to say it in an accent, but it's probably like...
Yeah.
Gianforte.
Right. And you're like, Gianforte?
Greg Gianforte.
Let's call him Greg.
Greg. Governor Greg.
Governor Greg. GG. Double G.
Actually, it's triple G now.
Oh, Triple G.
Yeah.
So Triple G in Montana, is it one of those things where he's like, ooh, I've got this idea. Maybe I'll be this, I'll be the guy that started this whole thing.
Right.
And he gets credit for it when it comes out that, China did do this. I don't know. I mean, again, it's Montana. We love Montana, but Montana isn't a target of anybody. Like China's not going to be like, oh shit, Montana is onto us.
Yeah. Well, again, what I guess what kind of political gains does this governor have? So it's like, what is he planning on running for president? What is he doing to make this?
Yeah. No.
His.
What is it? What are his goals here?
Right.
What are his motives?
Because he didn't want to be governor of Montana for the rest of his life. So maybe he's making a play for something.
It might be a good gig, just in a nice, beautiful
chilling.
area, just chilling. You're managing like 30 people.
He doesn't get to watch TikTok anymore though, because he just put a ban, so he wouldn't be able to enjoy that.
I wonder if his kids are pissed, like the 15-year-old kid, and they're like, "Dad,
what the?
I hate you. I'm never going to talk to you again."
I had so many followers.
I know. I was like, things were going really well for me in TikTok.
So yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. I want to keep an eye on this story. What if all of a sudden this guy starts this revolution,
right? And just
in our country
kills TikTok,
and then all of a sudden China's pissed, and we get into some huge deal, and this guy goes, "Yeah, that was me. I did it
over TikTok."
Yeah, over TikTok. Do we have a TikTok account yet?
I don't think so.
Should we?
Maybe check it out a little bit.
I mean, it seems to be what the young demographic is on to, right?
I mean, I've been reaching out to experts that I know, in that 10 to 13-year-old range, to see if they would help me with the TikTok. They usually laugh at me, and needless to say, they haven't helped me yet.
They're probably not our target demographic.
No.
We don't want 11-year-olds.
No.
Okay.
But I mean, at least they can show us how to use TikTok for a little bit.
Look, you don't have to listen to the podcast. If you show us how to do something else to benefit the podcast, then I'm in.
And I'll leave you alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway,
they're probably like, just leave us alone. Like, we don't want you. You're creepy.
Right.
That's funny.
Maybe I am that creepy
That's
old
an
guy.
interesting story about Montana. I in China. I mean, all of a sudden, Montana and China have friction.
Yeah.
So no New York, not L.A. or even us here in Dallas or Chicago. It's Montana. Bozeman.
The Bozeman.
It's the Bozeman Shanghai feud.
There you go.
Well, it's 30 versus 6 billion. whatever they have, 2 billion people in China. But anyway, we love you, Montana.
Good job, Montana.
Yeah, my sister has a great friend that lives there, and so I'm hoping to visit there one day. This is part of our world tour. We'll go to Montana.
Our world tour?
Yeah. Well, America is part of the world.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Duh.
America is the only thing that matters, right?
America.
Well, that's a good story. So I have it's just story, right? So I have a story I'd like to tell you.
Okay.
This goes back to, and all of our stoner listeners are going to find this funny.
Oh, this should
So
be
everybody. So when we talked about marijuana,
okay.
I mean, I've lost track. We have so many episodes, so much content. During the marijuana episode, we talked about gummies. And,
yes.
And using other methods besides smoking.
Smoking, right. That's what I would do.
Well, this buddy of ours, you know him very well. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Of course I do.
Yeah, okay. He has given me permission to tell this story.
Nice.
And it is fantastic because it just happened recently. And I won't tell you the city that was involved because there will be people listening that will be aware that this person traveled to this city.
Will you tell me after the show?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Come on. So there's so this person was traveling, I think it was business. I don't even know why he's going to another place, but it was about a 3-hour flight, I would guess. And so he gets there and he's like, all right, the flight got changed. And so they took him away from his nice aisle seat, leg room, exit row, you know, whatever, and put him way in the back. And he said he was in the middle seat now, and by of course a offensive lineman for college, you know, and just whatever. So he said, you know what? I went ahead and took some gummies because I didn't want to deal with it. Relax. And this is not a 45-minute flight. This is a 3.5 hour flight.
Oh no.
So he takes these gummies, and as soon as he takes them, the captain gets on the thing. He goes, "We're having technical problems.
Oh
no. We're gonna stay here for a little bit and figure it out."
Okay.
So they're on the tarmac, or they're waiting for, I think, 30 minutes to 45 minutes.
He's taking these to relax, I'm assuming?
Yeah, he just relaxed for the flight, and especially now that he's back in the back and he's by this guy and he can't have any room, and he's just like, okay, this will maybe make it easier. So let's relax. So I'll take these. And he deals with, I guess, a little bit of anxiety, and so he just, all right, fine. And so 45 minutes later, he's sitting there and he's like, just, all right, I'm kind of whatever. And they make him deplane.
Oh, no.
To get on a new plane.
Oh, my gosh.
and so he's going, and they're waiting in where the terminal, where the gates are. And they're waiting for the next plane to whatever. And he said he was so paranoid.
Oh no!
He was looking at where the flights, on the screen, and every 2 seconds he couldn't relax. He couldn't. It was just like he thought he was gonna miss. He was gonna miss it. The connection flight. He was gonna miss it, right? So they wait, and then they're like, "Okay, get this. Everybody that was shifting, it's now in a different terminal."
Oh no!
So he grabs his shit and he's just ready. He's ready. He's like flying. He's just running. He's like, he's like paranoid. He's on. He took way too much, and he's just.
Oh no!
Things are not good for this person,
my man.
And so he runs and he runs and he runs, and he gets over there and he gets on the flight, and all of a sudden they wait again. Okay, all right. Now we got to take off, and this is about 5 hours after the initial flight.
Good God.
And he said all of a sudden he sat down in the seat next to the guy again, and it was just like worn off, and he had no more.
Oh, no.
So all of a sudden the flight, he's done. He's like normal again. He's miserable. He's uncomfortable. He just came off of this beautiful high that was paranoid. So he spent the whole relaxation from these gummies was like just in pure paranoia and panic.
My God.
I thought it was fantastic thinking about this idea that you don't know how to take it when to take it. We talked about
yes.
the same guy on another very quick story. We were in Colorado where it was legal at the time.
Right.
And I had another buddy out there who was very familiar with marijuana. Right.
Okay.
And this is the same guy. This is why I got to tell you, it's so funny that this just happens to this person. And so my other buddy who came out from Maine, where it was also about to be legal at the time, was very familiar, and he was very excited to go to the dispensary. So we all went in, we grabbed stuff. Of course, my boy from Maine, who's he's chatting the other guy up. They're talking business, about different things. And I'm like, what are they even talking about?
Right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
And so this same guy that had the airplane experience. So we're all back at the condo and whatever. And so the gentleman from Maine was telling us, all right, this is what we should get. This is what we should smoke. This is whatever. Remember, it's legal. Everything's good. So anybody listening, legal. And so we're on the balcony and just hanging out, having a great time. This is right before dinner. So this person, the airplane guy, our buddy, just has a little bit and whatever, and he took the advice of my other friend from Maine. We get to the restaurant, fantastic restaurant, great food, great everything.
Bet you were nice and hungry.
Oh man, I was starving. I was like, bring it, just get it. It was a steakhouse, just anything you wanted. The buddy of mine that the airplane, I'm going to call him the airplane guy.
Airplane guy.
Airplane guy was there, and he was he? If anybody knows this person, he's very. This may give it away, but he's very into his food, and he was very excited all day to go to this spot. So we get there, we order, and my buddy from Maine orders, and we're all excited. We get some apps, and we look over at airplane friend, if you will, and he's like flushed pale.
Oh no.
And he's like, I can't eat anything. And we were like, what?
Oh,
like,
no.
we're starving. We're ready to pound the food. And he goes, I don't know what's going on right now. And I need to go to the bathroom. So he left. He goes there. He comes back. He goes, I can't eat anything. And we're like, come on, just deep breath, whatever. Everything's fine. You're great. Look, we got amazing apps. We got all these things coming. It's going to be fantastic. No, I can't. I can't eat.
Oh no.
So he sat there and watched us eat.
No sympathy, huh?
The whole time. We're just like, and he's just watching in disappointment, and just because he was so looking forward to eating there, and he just, for some reason, it did the opposite to him. That's what we're talking about. Well, I mean, not to bring back our discussion, but you don't know what different things are going to do. So his comment later on was, your buddy from Maine, I told him I didn't do this very much. And he's sitting here, giving me all this stuff. Like, oh, this is what we should do. When I said, well, I don't either. And I was fine. Like, well, everything's fine. But it was just really funny that
Poor guy.
Like the opposite happened. If anybody knows our great friend here, it just like, that's it. That's just his luck. So, two great stories about that, because
I'd have been pissed.
It had to do with the gummy talk and the legalization of this and all that. And I just thought it was really funny. It was brought up recently, and so I wanted to share it with you.
Well, see, that's where my anxiety comes from, is when I feel sick. So that's why I'm worried about taking it, because I don't know how it's going to make me feel.
Well, there you go.
You know?
I mean, this is a perfect example. And you like food too.
Absolutely.
So what if you and I were going to go to Taco Casa, and we decided to take a few gummies, right?
I'd be pissed.
And all of a sudden, it had an opposite reaction. And you get there, and I'm like chowing down these the Supreme burrito, whatever it is, and you're just sitting there. You can't eat.
Laughing at
You're
me as the
watching me.
gooey cheese
Yeah, I'm just like,
falls off your
yeah.
chin.
I'm just like, yeah.
Looking into those eyes.
Yeah. You had to bring it.
I'd be
to the eyes,
pissed.
didn't you? We got horrible,
I would be pissed.
horrible Tex-Mex fast food, and you got to talk about my eye.
Oh,
Yeah, but can you imagine? And that's what he felt like. Anyway.
that's terrible.
So, I have one more thing tonight. Do you have anything else you want to add?
Do you want to?
I mean, I have one more thing.
You have one more thing?
I'm going to get to, for sure. So, real fast, you and I could go on for 6 hours. Do you want to try and do a 6-hour show?
Talked about just random shit. When we go live, that would be fun.
We're going to be live for 6 hours. So just hang with us as long as possible.
Right.
Or go and take a nap and come back.
And there you
Still
go.
be here.
Can I do that too?
Yeah. We'll rotate. You go first, and then I'll go. And you can go, yeah. Real quick, before we end, and I say I'm going to make this quick. In this case, I'm going to make this quick. But I need to get this out. My segment at the end of the night, we do an awareness. And what I'd like to say is that people who are vegan and people who are even vegetarian need to be aware that nobody gives a shit.
Can I ask a clarifying question?
Go ahead.
What the fuck is the difference in vegan and vegetarian? Is that not the same thing?
No, there's a big difference. Great.
Now we care? Oops.
Yeah. No.
Sorry.
No. The vegans, it's anything animal. It's anything. So it's I know some vegans, and I know I just pissed them off, but correct me if I'm wrong. It's anything that has to do with animals at all. It's a dairy, like the milk. It's eggs. It's anything that would come from an animal at all.
Okay.
With vegetarians, they don't eat meat. It's just the meat. It's not the rest of it's not milk and all that. It's just the meat. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Right.
Let me go ahead and say this before we move on. I don't think that they listen, but I do have a couple, and they know who I'm talking. They know who they are because they know that I don't associate with many of these people, and they are perfect for each other because they're both vegan.
Nice.
The man and the woman are both vegan, and drive a Tesla, and that whole thing. Oh. And I love them to death, and they're very, very close with my wife. And I'm going to say that because they need to know that a lot of this is in jest, and I'm not, whatever.
We're just trying to learn.
We're trying to learn. And I've said to this person before, I've said to her, teach me. Tell me why you do this. Why vegan, really? Like, that seems very difficult.
We're trying to be sensitive to other cultures.
Exactly. And the vegan culture.
I don't know.
Well, let's just say it is.
Okay.
But I love these people, and so I want to make sure they know if for some strange reason they are listening to this or somebody gets back to them, I think they're great. And I'm always willing to learn. I'm very inquisitive, and they know that.
Yes.
That being said, veganism's so stupid.
Yeah.
I just feel like you don't get enough. They'll argue with me all night long. But you don't get enough protein. You don't get enough nutrients. I've read so many studies and research, so many research experiments that have done this, and they're just it's been proven, and they don't want to hear it. And they listen to the one other vegan doctor that says that it's fine. But you know what?
The one other.
We still come together, and we still hang out, and we still enjoy each other's company, and so love them. But it's hard. It's hard. I try to understand it, but it's tough. So vegans and vegetarians, I just want the quick self-awareness to be understand that the majority of the world, especially this country,
doesn't care.
Not doesn't care, but just isn't like-minded. You are the minority, and understand that. And these people, not to bring them up again, but these people I'm talking about do a great job. They really don't. They don't push it on you when you go to a restaurant. They're not that. But I've been around vegans that do, and that's horseshit. Don't sit there and lecture me because we're a fucking steakhouse, and you don't want me to get steak.
That's ridiculous.
Why did you come? Go to the soy bar or across the street or something. Give me a break. And that's the point. I'm willing to learn. I'm going to ask you questions about being a vegan. I'm going to ask you questions about being a vegetarian, and I want to know. And why don't you ask me questions about being eat
an
anything. An asshole, or ask me questions about the fact that I'll eat anything.
Yeah,
talk to me about it. Let me educate you as well.
Let's discuss.
So, anyway, I needed to get that out there because we do a little bit of a being aware of self-aware. What do we say?
Bring awareness to self-awareness.
Awareness to self-awareness. And that's what I tried to do there. I had to get that out. And plus, you know what? I kind of did a little preview of this episode with a joke about vegans. So I needed to get that in there.
That's what she said.
She said. Oh, my man. What a show that was. Oh, whew. We did everything in that show.
Yeah, we did.
I got fired up. And I also laughed at you.
Well, you always laugh at me. One of these days we'll laugh together.
Pissed off the vegans.
Yeah,
I told stories about one of our closest friends and how much of a dumbass he was when he took the gummies. I apologized for things. We talked about our Asian brethren who we love. Spread the word over there in Thailand. I mean, look, we're supportive. I think I'm supportive of the wife.
Let her putt.
Let her putt with you. She wants to putt with you. But in your story, I think the wife might be the innocent one.
I'll let her putt.
I can't believe anybody would be like, you know what, the husband was right. He drove away, and that's fine.
Yeah.
It wasn't his fault. So we had a lot of good stuff tonight, and I always look forward to the next one. I hate to stop, but I think it's time.
Got to leave you wanting more, right?
Ooh, everybody wants more of your love life. I want more. I want to hear it. So we'll get in it. And we've got some great guests coming up, by the way. I'm excited.
I am too.
We have like 3 or 4 that I'm ready to roll with.
Yeah.
So anything else? Let's just fucking end it right now. What do you think?
Later.
All right, labor. Love you guys.
Let's pop some gummies and do some weird shit.
You read my mind.